Here we go. Well, here we are. Yay! Welcome to the Shamans Tea. Here we are. Happy New Year. I am Starr Shontere and feel so blessed to be here.
I am Mia, and I am thrilled to be with you guys drinking tea and just sort of trying to see what wants to come through today. And yeah, just sort of putting our ears to the Mother Earth and listening a little bit. And and I want to hear, Star, if you just came out from a wonderful retreat in Sedona, and I want to hear a little bit about if there's anything you want to share about the retreat and if there was any interesting new messages that came through there for the collective.
Well, we did a lot of weaving. I personally did a lot of weaving. You know, Mia, thanks for asking. I have been in service to what I call and what grandmother calls the trifecta. And the trifecta is pretty big medicine in that we're working 3 ceremonies. And the very first one, we're looking at that divine masculine energy. In that collective, we're looking at the shadow masculine energy as well. We're looking at the shadow and the light in the collective and then bringing it all home and owning what is ours. And the second night, we go into the divine feminine. And we do the same thing. We look at the shadow side of the collective and the light side, and then what's going on in our own world. And our third night is bringing those two divine, masculine, feminine. And by then, we've done so much shadow work and so much deep work. And then, of course, going into the ceremony itself, drinking the tea and expanding in the consciousness. And we do that third night in harmonizing. And the beautiful thing that grandmother said to me when she gave me this download that this is how she wanted to serve was that we are out of balance, tremendously in our masculine and feminine energies. And we all know that each of us carry a masculine and a feminine energy. And if you're not aware even of that, become aware of that, and then looking at what is it that this feminine needs? What is it that this masculine needs? What does it really want? How can it be of service? And how can they be of service to each other and begin harmonizing? And this is where we do these big works and how we become in balance. And once we, as the individual, becomes in balance, of course, this is how we start shifting in the collective. And so, oh my gosh, every time that I have been in service with this medicine, to this medicine, for this collective, for humanity, um, the energies get really bigger and bigger and bigger. And I see how we are shifting out of this patriarchal paradigm and how much it has affected us all the way into the DNA. Mm. Right? So we carry around stories from the lineage, from the ancestors. We carry around the burdens of the lineage of the ancestors, and we have an opportunity to actually honor these ancestors and all of that they have carried for us in such a big way. And when we can bring it from the unconscious to the, present and bear witness of, well, how is it that we are playing this role out? Rather, it's sucking the energy, from the titty of the earth, of the Pachamama, oil, 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 take, and it's all mine, and the entitlement stuff, or the unworthiness that is, crept in there. it's a it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So yes, I have my Sedona background on. This beautiful rock here is actually the chapel of the Holy Cross, and it was holding and supporting us throughout ceremony. So I wanted to introduce you guys to this beautiful stone being that is so supportive, and just, you know, draw some energy and send some love to it, and start communing as we are in this beautiful Shamans Tea today. I am in fact back in San Diego now. I arrived yesterday, oh, night before last. And there's still parts of me that are still there and processing. Yeah, it's a big, big, beautiful weekend. And what a great way to spend the new year,
In
right?
a birthday.
And oh, and can I tell you guys, you know, I probably say this about every single group, but what this group was, I woke up to a birthday cake that was Diet approved, banana cake, and yeah, it was just, yeah, beautiful souls, beautiful beings, beautiful light, incredible music, so much song and vibration. It was just just lovely, lovely, lovely.
Mm.
How about you? How was your new year? And you know, how did you feel about coming into the new year?
Such a long time ago. I don't know if I remember that far back.
5 days. Woo! A lot can happen. We're timeless, right? It's all the
Yeah.
same day.
Well, I burned my despacho and did a sacred fire
Mm.
and spent some time meditating. And then it's just been raining. I think we have had double our record number of rain here
There's
in
that water
December.
spirit that's been so prevalent in our readings and so prevalent in this, yeah, in this time, the water spirit. Let it rain, purifying, cleansing.
Yeah, I had to dig a channel between the fire pit in the garden yesterday just to get the water out of the fire pit because it was completely filled up with a layer of ice on top.
Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo.
So the fire didn't eat my despacho completely the first night, so the rain came and dissolved it the second night.
Fire and water. Heck yeah. Beautiful.
But yeah, it's been feeling um it's been feeling good, and I don't know, it just feels like I feel different. It just feels like it's a different me now.
In what way?
It just feels like there's an old me and a new me, and this is very much a new me that have it just feels like I have finally done enough work to kind of push myself out of old stuff. It's weird. I mean, I've been doing this work for decades now, and now it just feels, oh yeah, yeah, you finally are not carrying all this weight on your shoulders anymore. It's like, yeah, it's
I'm curious because I want to know if you guys have been felt this too, because there was a specific time, a specific demarcation, it seemed, for me and the group that I was working with, that we're working on it. We're working on it. Boom, we're here. We have stepped in to this divine light. We are here now. Like
mm,
all the things that we've been waiting to do and preparing to do, and that, oh, and this, you know, da 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 da, when I do this, then this will happen. How you get caught up in that loop of, when I finish this part, then I can be happy, or when I do all this, then I can, you know, experience joy. Or once I get my degree, or once I find my perfect partner, or once I, all of that is complete. It's like a moment of like, phew, solid, we're here. It's now. Feeling that? That seems like what you're talking about. Like all of a sudden, phew,
Absolutely.
here, here now. We're
Yeah.
here to open up our hearts and shine this light. We're here. We're, you know, we can't wait for anybody else to come and do this shit. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And it's time for, it feels so powerful that it is time for us to actually stop. I'm going to, I almost said it, friggin' around. Stop playing around. No, don't ever stop playing. Let me see. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Yeah. We get it.
You get it. No, never stop playing. In fact, play more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Play more. I was one of the things that I love, love, love coming out of ceremony, chilling. And I've done this now maybe 3 or 4 times. Come home, just, you know, because I'm still wound up, keyed up, you know, still my circadian rhythm is still on. I'm up until 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, so it takes me a little bit to you know, switch that around. And I don't know if you guys have watched this, Mia. Have you seen Hamilton?
I have not.
Oh,
I think I'm the only person in the family who has not. And I have a way of when everybody gets really, really excited about something in the house, I feel like I'm the balancing point. I like, okay, you guys get excited. I'm going to hold the space over here. When everybody is calmed down about it, then I'll step into it. It's literally like my role in this household where I don't get excited with everybody else. I kind of just stay calm and stay grounded. So I haven't seen it yet. But I swear to God, I'm actually have started listening to the music
the music
and
is phenomenal. The
loving
acting
it.
is phenomenal. And for me, who's a tad bit on the anarchist side of the political world, you know, it brings me a sense of understanding. And even though it's sort of, you know, fictitious and so forth, you know, it gives me a little bit of viewpoint of what these founding fathers must have gone through to come here and create, and a little bit more respect. And the fact that, you know, it's all done in incredible music. And yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyway, so that was my kind of wind down, come home and watch Hamilton one more time. Talk less,
Maybe that's
smile
what I'll do.
more.
Oh. Okay, I watch. I'll catch it tonight maybe
Sweet.
if I can catch with everything else that's going on today.
Hey, I got a deck of cards here. Actually, look at this deck. It's so fun. This is
Oh yeah, that's the Star Seed one.
these are
No,
my
that's yours.
these are my cards that I actually published in 2012, and they are multiple decks. As you can see, it's 2 different decks. It's the granola wisdom and the affirmation. So they've all just been kind of put together. And so let's see, there's a card that wants to come out for this new year for you. Got a message for you. So are you guys setting new intentions for this new year 2021? Fabulous new beginnings. And the card that comes up is from the affirmation, touchstone affirmation. Oh, this little screensaver is kind of interesting. It's coming from the affirmation, touchstone affirmation card deck. If you guys want a card deck, just send me a message. I'm happy to send it to you. I've got plenty. Um,
I
but
don't
the
have
card,
that one.
you don't have this one?
No, I have this one.
The granola. Okay, the granola wisdom. Those are great too. So this one is about trust. Who here has trust? I'm going to rephrase this. I was going to say, who here has trust issues? I'm going to say, who here is working on embodying trust in a deeper way? So the card reads this: I am a spiritual warrior of love and light. I trust the love and light in the universe. I trust this moment of stillness. I trust in the divine plan. I am grateful. I trust.
So that's kind of like a perfect mantra for this time. I was talking to you earlier about a little bit about it, and where I feel that this time that we're living in right now feels like the end of the school year. Everybody's cramming for the big exam, and we're probably going to see some interesting times. And today, I think, will be an interesting one too. And trust and love. It's like we can step into fear and all the resentment and that comes with it, or we can step into trust and love. Only one is the right answer.
I feel called to share a little dieta story. So in the jungle, and I get to diet with this master teacher who is Chulachaki. Chulachaki is a tree, and you drink the roots and the bark of the tree, and his spirit is that of the protector of the forest, but also brings in, your connection to be able to commune with the other plants in the forest and in the world, and up your game and remedies. So I got to do dieta for 4 weeks with Chuachaki. Powerful. One of the messages that I love to share with people from Chuachaki is all about trust. And to remember that trust really isn't about trusting another person. Trust is about yourself. Trusting that you know that you're going to be discerning. Trusting to know that you can connect in to the divine and that you will receive what you need to know. Trusting that the divine is working with you and that the timing of everything is all just perfecto. And when we can drop into that, then we don't have to be so on guard, and it's easier to step into that heart space and just be loving. And really, it is trust and love. That is the energy truly of 21. It's all about the love. But you can't get there unless you can really trust yourself. So I think that this is a really big, beautiful card to think about as we are stepping into this new year, this new time. Where is it that perhaps you have not been trusting yourself? Where is it that you have not been really saying, oh man, I'm not listening to that intuition. I'm not listening to that gut sense that I have, and knowing that you can be discerning, that you actually can choose and create your boundaries and say, wait, I love you, but you gotta over there. You know, you can't come in this inner circle. Nope, you're not getting into this heart space. I love you, but you are not, you know, whatever the situation is. So you know, I would like to ask you all to kind of just drop into that heart space and know that you can trust yourself. Trusting is never about anybody else. That you can walk away from anything, that you have the power within you to create your own reality. You have the power within you to shine your light in love.
Amen. No more self-limiting beliefs. No negative self-talk.
Oh, cheers to that. What you drinking in your cup today? Cup of trust?
I think I'm drinking Yorkshire black tea today. It's my first cup of black tea today. And yeah, it's just been that kind of day.
Okay.
Learning new technology, taking care of an aging neighbor's wife, and you know, trying to do all my other stuff around it. So my first cup of tea. So sorry for being so late.
Oh, you're right on time, right? Divine timing. Oh, and thank you for taking the time to show up and be here today and share these messages. I know that, you know, you get so busy and you've got so many things to do. So just, I really appreciate you taking your time to be
Happy
here.
to. You know, this is one of my highlights of the week, to sit and have tea with my sisters. And
That's so
well, there
nice.
might be brothers out there
And
too.
brothers too. We have some brothers that are tuning in for sure. We love you guys, all of you, for sure. And on that note, I just want to say thank you for all your feedback and all your love and your comments. And it's really nice to know that we are connecting in a deep way. And yeah, me and I can go on for hours and hours when we get together, but it's really nice to share with this, and it's nice to have your feedback. So thank you for that. And on that note, I would love, love, love to know about your new year intention. And I think sometimes when well, not sometimes, all the time, the way the energy flows is that when you actually verbalize and you speak it out, it helps to make it so, right? This is one of the laws of attraction, right? Actually speak it out, actually make manifest. And once you are speaking it out and you drop your intention down in the comments, then we can support it. You know, we can add intention and add support to it. And so when your community is behind you and support, it really helps to bring that into. So rather you're trying to manifest, you know, it doesn't really matter. Whatever your intention is, I'd love to support you. We'd love to support you. So yeah, let's hear what it's all about. Do you have a card that is calling for our, what's the new, what else goes along with this new year intention? Rise in love. That's what I see. What do you see?
It's this living in love, like your movement, your actions is just one of love. And I don't know if you can see, there's a person in there
Yeah, she's,
holding her hands up.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because it was following the card that I pulled for myself last night. I've had, before I talk about this card, I've had a dream about this massive wave years ago. And I knew then it was kind of prophetic because it was so big, but it was frozen. It was just hanging over me, this massive wave. And then lately I started having all these dreams and waves, and then I was asking for clarification, and I saw this, and it's like the mirror. There's two waves meeting each other, and they're both sourcing from. It's like they come together, and there's a heart at
Big
the
love.
base. So you know, that's what I was saying to you earlier, that for me it was like, this is the answer. There is just no other answer. Um, whether we are talking about unrest in the country, whether we're talking about a virus, I think it all is about how are we meeting it? If it's going to be with swords, then it's going to resist and it's not going to work. If we can meet it with from the heart, and live from that place of heart. And it's weird. It almost sounds corny, you know? It's the oldest message on the planet. It's like the DNA of the earth. And it feels like this is paradise. And we stepped out of paradise when we stopped sourcing from the heart. And now it's about finding our way back to heart, to love, to honoring, to caring, to respecting,
Oh.
people. That's all there is. This is the crib notes. We can skip everything.
It's so true, you know, and I was sharing a little earlier. So grandmother gives me these little downloads. When I speak of grandmother, I'm speaking of ayahuasca blend, ayahuasca, chacruna, and for me, Bobinsana, which is, you know, she's that master teacher of love, 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 love. And I get the messages from, I get songs from them. I get, you know, their messages, and the message is, you know, holding space and holding ceremony of love. And actually, she said in capital letters, it's all love, all love, all love. This is the name of the ceremony, right? That is coming in February. It's all love. So going into the places in the back of your heart and clearing out any trauma, anything that stops you from really being in that, going through the ventricles, meditation, guided meditations, movement, going through all of the little spaces of your heart where you are feeling incomplete, where there may be, you know, old story, old baggage, cobwebs, who knows, ancestral burdens and things like this, you know, where we can come fully into embodying love, because this is the truth of where we have to be for this year. And this love, this deep, deep love for self, for Pachamama, for humanity, has got to permeate the ethers. This vibration is what we have to put out there, all of us. It is up to us to do this in order to continue the transmutation that has to happen. We're not done yet. Even though we stood in and we said, we're here, now we're here to transmute, you know, now we're here to lift each other up and embody this place of love. And so, you know, let's take a little breath right now. Let's just, you know, take a nice deep breath in and exhale into your heart. And asking your heart right now, what does it want? What does it really need? And how will that beautiful heart of yours feel when it gets what it really needs? And then just feeling your heart as if you are embodying your heart space right now, sitting in as if you are the heart, answering these questions as if you are your heart. What I want is, what I really need is, and I will feel blank when I get what I really need. Taking a nice deep in breath. Exhale. And giving and just, I want you to think of the nectar, the sweetest nectar that has the quality of what it is that your heart really needs. Turn it into that sweet nectar and feed your heart that nectar. Just lovingly give it exactly what it needs. And just breathing all of that in, filling your heart. Until your heart is filled with this beautiful nectar. And it begins to shine and shine and shine. Until that light fills your whole body. Fills your room. And comes right in to our Zoom. To this recording. And expands to everyone that is tuning in and turning on. To all humanity. Deep breath in. Exhale. Woohoo! How's that feeling? Little heart medicine.
I started feeling, remember when we did that visualization about that energy from this time coming through the galaxies and into our crown chakra? And it was this pinkish golden light.
That's yay. That's totally my light, is pink and gold, and just that's what I was blasting out anyway. That was my heart light, was pink and gold blasting out.
Yeah, well, so it was like my heart wasn't there. And then what came to me was we need to take our minds and just kind of disconnect it and slide it into our hearts and let it rest for a while and let our hearts drive a few hours a day and feel what that feels like. Because I think the mind is tired of all the responsibilities and the decisions and the heart. Yeah.
All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Here is the mantra. So now that we're in that beautiful, you can't, I swear, we cannot script this stuff. It's so amazing. Love is the title of this card. I am loving, and you can repeat these. I am surrounded by love. I have loving people and experiences in my life. I am grateful for the love that surrounds me. I cheerfully express love. I love myself unconditionally. Today, I release the strings from my heart that bind me. I allow the healing power of love into my life. I radiate love to everyone. I am unconditional love.
Oh.
Oh. So there's a little mantra for you. How about that, Beans? That was pretty. I swear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
Thank
I also sometimes feel like I want to bring the camera down and say, listen, I don't have these cards laid out beforehand. I don't have crib notes. It's what comes through is what comes through. You might want to bring your camera down and let people see, like, this is not drawn beforehand.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, like, well, in that particular one, I actually put it up to my head, my heart, and then just separated it. Ooh. And then,
There's another one.
ooh, ooh. Hold on to the dream.
Nice.
Hold on to the dream, my love. Do not be discouraged by life's stumbling blocks. You have the power to walk around them. Even when things seem too hard, know that divine spirit is working with you to make it all happen the way that it should. Remember that you do not need to pick up the stumbling block and carry it with you to the finish line. You can walk around it and move beyond. So, whatever is blocking you from this love, and it might be about that whole trust thing, you can hold on to your dreams. You can move around the stumbling blocks. You can make it part of your, your matrix of design, building your house of love. Those blocks might be just maybe not. It's all about perception. Maybe it's really not a stumbling block. Can't be a stumbling block if you walk around it or you build with it, then it becomes a foundational building block.
Yeah, and I guess that's also, you know, our obstacles are also our teachers.
True
So
that.
I mean, I was noticing the other day how incredibly resistant I am to any kind of public opening of sacred space, any public prayer. Literally, it is like I am like, I'm gonna have to photograph this. And then sat with that and I realized, oh my goodness, this is a very old thing that I've had since I was a child when we had to sit in my parents' room and pray. And I've always resented that and felt like this is not about grace. This is things being forced upon me. And once I've done that, now I can sit and pray and out loud. I always didn't even want to pray in private out loud. It was always quiet in my head. And now the biggest joy is sitting and praying out loud in my room. So it's like those stumbling blocks are telling you kind of where your treasure lies. So just kind of pay attention to those obstacles.
True that. And if they become so big, let's talk about allies a little bit. Becoming that hollow bone, asking for help. Who are your allies? If there's nothing else that you guys do this year, I would like to suggest that maybe it is to become a little more acquainted with your guides, with your spiritual allies, with your guardian angels, with your spirit animals. I posted a little thing today. My dragon, my golden dragon, has been really active, shall we say. And she is Quetzalcoatl, my intuitive self. And we use these archetypal and these spirit animals and these guardian angels and these gods and goddesses to help us to remove these obstacles. And I feel like there are so many ways to tap into these spiritual beings that become our allies and really help out. So yeah, open up a little bit and see and ask for signs. You'll get them. you know who is, there's ways to journey. So if you want to go deeper into that, we can help you with that. But yeah, I would encourage you to really Tap into your resources that you have to help you. Ganesh comes to mind for the remover of obstacles, right? Ganesha, the elephant god, and is just, you know, always happy to step in and help you to remove those obstacles, those old stumbling blocks that keep showing up and showing up and showing up, that limit you from moving forward into that place of trust, into that place of open heart. And I feel like we want to talk a little bit about vulnerability. And when I say that word, I just want you to notice how your body reacts. How do you feel about that word, vulnerable? Vulnerability. Can you be vulnerable? What comes up, Mia?
A turtle without a shell. A turtle without a shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
A turtle without a shell might die. I think the turtle with his shell can be super vulnerable because he's got his shell and he can cruise.
Yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
I'm going to go for the Wisdom of Avalon deck. Oh. So Wisdom of Avalon is Colette Byron Reed. It's so funny to have my screensaver in the background. It kind of makes the cards a little wonky. So every day I'm shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. Oh my goodness. Messages and messages and messages about this vulnerability. Ooh, all right. We've got 3 flippers out of here. So which one is it, Mia?
It's definitely the one on your right.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the card. And so I think that when we are healing and we have felt guarded, and you know, forgiveness can tend to, well, let me go back a little bit. When we have had an experience where we feel like we have been violated or wronged, one thing, there are 3 kinds of steps I feel in that process of healing. And that first step is, of course, awareness. The awareness that, you know, you done me dirty. The awareness that something is a little off. Something is not going, you know, that I have been victimized in some sort of way. The second step in that healing process, after we have brought the attention, the awareness, and brought it up front, comes to forgiveness. Forgiving it all. And that does not mean allowing that person or those situations to continue. You can still, you know, draw your boundary. And I believe that sometimes that boundary allows you to feel this tenderness. It's forgiveness that you can see through the eyes of compassion, and say, oh, okay, maybe I can see things from their point of view. But forgiveness can leave us in a place of victim. You feel that? In other words, we're still saying that there's something that has to be forgiven, that there's still something that happened to me that I need to forgive. But when we can move from forgiveness, and this is a really important step, and step into that tender heart space and say, gratitude. to move into gratitude. I am so grateful that that experience happened, because look at who I am now. I've got strong boundaries. I am capable. I've moved forward. I have grown. I have, it is what brought me right here, right now, to this pinnacle moment. Now we have significant healing going on. And when we come to that place, then we can come to that space of vulnerability. We can open up again and be tender and say, there in a time in forgiveness, a lot of times we have to shield up and we go,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is just a really powerful, powerful step in that vulnerability. I feel like so many times people feel that if they are vulnerable, they are weak, that it is a weakness. And I come from the viewpoint that that is the furthest from the truth. Those of us who are vulnerable, that take risks, that move in that awareness to be that tender space.
Mm-hmm.
This is our strength. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to do that. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to say, I can be tender and vulnerable because I am authentic and I know who I am, and I'm pretty solid in that.
And I totally hear you. So it takes you really from a place of, victim, perpetrator, rescuer to, it takes you totally out of that and into gratitude. But there is still, for me, like I do the Ho'oponopono prayer. And it's, to me, it is incredibly powerful to sit with that prayer and sit and forgive and work with, I set you free. I set myself free when I say, I forgive you. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Or, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. So that forgiveness could also be part of your healing process. And then I think the next step is definitely, gratitude is in there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I feel like it is so powerful. But if we stay just in that place of forgiveness, I'm not sure that we have completed the healing process unless we have moved to that thank you. Thank you for these lessons. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So remember,
definitely.
there were 3 cards that flipped. So there was forgiveness that we pulled on the right. Risk was the center card. So it takes a lot of risk, right, to be in that vulnerable space, right?
Yeah.
And that first card is King, is the King. And that card says, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to justice or law.
So, there you can also say that, no matter how much you forgive somebody, if it's a crime and that person is walking around outside and he is not getting justice and he is free to hurt other people, it's very hard to have a complete healing. And I'm wondering if that's why what this justice card is coming, why that's coming in, that's part of the healing.
I still think that we can come to a place that says, rather there is, so in shamanism, we understand that we work in a different realm of laws. We work with the laws of the universe, not necessarily the laws of man and what's happening here in this mundane and in the 3D. And we know that a karmic justice is going to happen. And we can walk in that knowing that all
Exactly.
is well, and that everything is, it's not up to us to be the judge of any of it. You know, the only thing
Exactly.
that we can do is move forward and heal and grow and forgive. We don't forgive for that person. We forgive for our own for our own thing, you know? What happens to other people and their justice walk is really none of our business,
Exactly.
other than they are our brothers and sisters and we really want to lift them up and we really want to see them healing. But how how people get there and when they get there, that's their journey, that's their process. You know, we can't organize it and micromanage what others are doing. We can only keep our heart, our mind, our vessel in alignment.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Woo! Intentions, vulnerability. Wow, beautiful. This all feels so good. Do you have a word for this year?
I have not yet, but I don't know. It just feels like it's bigger than words. I don't know. It feels like it's, yeah, it's beauty, it's joy, it's, and yet when I try to bring it into words, it feels falls flat and it leaves a spatter on the ground.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, carrying a
I,
different
it,
vibration beyond our words. I love that.
yeah, it's sacred. It's beyond words. It's, yeah, and I, yeah, okay, I think I've said enough. It's vibration. I
Yeah.
can't give it a name. Yeah.
Feel that.
Yes. Yeah, so want to do a final card?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to say something.
Okay, good. What is it?
I have a warning.
Oh, all right. I want to hear it.
The warning is careful what you ask for.
Mhm.
It's like our manifestation skills right now are so powerful. I was walking with Howard on the tobacco trail the other day, and there were two horses and their riders in front of us, and we were joking. I was joking about the fact that, gosh, those people are so lucky. And he goes, well, there's a horse right across the road. You can go and pet it anytime you want. And I said, yes, but he doesn't poop on my lawn. And I want that fresh, juicy shit on my lawn. 10 steps and that horse goes plop with the juiciest, fresh poo.
You
And
got
I'm
the
like, I
juicy
asked for it.
fruit. Yeah. Did
I
you not?
asked for it. And it's like, that's just a funny one to tell, but there's so many of these instances these days where I just feel like manifesting is so powerful right now that you
You
kind
know,
of have to
it's
be
so
very careful
true.
how you use your words. Like, be very careful what comes out of your mouth, because
Yes.
God knows you're going to get it.
You know, so last month was filled with these alignment sessions. And I ran this special on the alignments, you know, shamanic alignment. What are you aligning for? Getting people, you know, lined up for what it is that they were calling in for this year and so forth. And actually, you know, I'm still offering them. So if you weren't able to get in on that December special, it's all good. Um, but that's the question, you know, it's like you want your twin flame alignment, for instance. That is the question, is like, are you ready for this? Because once we start this work, it's going to happen. So let's make sure that you are in that vibration and really ready to receive. Let's make sure that you are ready for, and all your old stories of, you know, if we're aligning with your abundance for this year, you know, get your get yourself and ready for this, right? Because things are happening. You are right. It is happening. And we are, yeah, the manifesting is in the zone. And so yeah, be careful what you wish for, because it is going to, and be so ever mindful with your words. The words carry such a vibration.
Yeah.
You know I have one of the biggest potty mouths ever, and I feel like yeah, I'm just going to be a little bit more mindful of that, um because it's all vibration, it's all frequency. So what we're putting out there is what we're getting back, and we're manifesting, and this is the way that it goes. And so just be mindful of when you say these two words, I am. Be very mindful about what follows that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sick, tired, fed up, pissed off, blah, 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 all those lower vibrations. Cancel,
Yeah.
clear, delete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know,
especially in
and
our
here's
IAMs.
it's weird. This tea is very long, and it feels like there's all these things that wants to come through, and all through this talk, I keep getting this image of this monoliths
Ah,
that's going up all over the place. I think there's like 180 something of them right now. That's
are
already
there really?
yeah,
I
and
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
so what comes to mind for me is and I mean, please don't quote me on this, but it just feels to me like these are transmitters that's going to send some energy on this planet to help us come into the same vibration. But I'm like thinking, but that's not important. It doesn't matter. That's got nothing to do with us really, because we're not in control of that. And I trust that it will be fine. But in the meantime, we have to become these beacons that will shine this light onto everything around us and basically hold that space and hold that vibration of let the highest good happen here, and especially what's happening right now in politics, and let all the things that is separating us fall away and let us come together and let us shine that light. Let's share that light, even if your neighbor does not want to have anything to do with that. Now is the time to lather him with love and kindness to help him open his heart so that he can become another beacon of light. And it sounds a bit like missionary. I don't mean it to sound like that. I'm sorry. But
I think it sounds
it's
beautiful.
just
And it is a truth, right? It is a truth.
that's yeah, and so the card that I just picked up and I didn't share. Now I wonder if it's still on the top. Yeah, here it is. The two cards that popped out when it fell on the ground. Look at this one.
That's very nurturing, right?
Yeah.
Nurturing
So
yourself, just loving yourself like like the ultimate mother. Be the ultimate mama, Mary Magdalene and Mary, and Jesus
yeah.
Mary, and all the
So
Mary.
that love card again, but this is the other one that came up, and this one is also kind of like rest whenever you can, because these times are so intense. Um, Almost like take time and spend time in nature. Don't be too plugged into social media, and rest when you can. And just know that you are loved. Know that you are so very important. And just shine, shine, shine your love at this time. And that's all your homework we have for you. Class dismissed.
Keep on shining your light. Gonna make everything all right. Woo! I love it. Well, so last time, we skipped a week last week, because I was traveling and excuse me, and it was all that. But we talked about doing despacho,
That's
and we got our beautiful listeners all riled up about doing despacho. So I was thinking that maybe next week we can do a despacho together, a love despacho, a despacho that sends love and prayers out to all of you guys and to all of Pachamama. And I would like to invite you, our beautiful tribe, to join us for that. You up for this, Mia?
I'm totally up for it. You know, who says no to a feast?
Who says no to a love feast? Indeed. So find a big piece of paper, wrapping paper, maybe that has hearts in it. That is, if you're going to maybe bury this despacho, that it's, good paper for the earth. Heart paper, and then anything that represents your divine heart, any herb, any flowers that represents absolute pure nurturing love to you, anything that is candies, sweets, anything that is of sweetness. So as you're going through your week this week and you're seeing little things, that, oh, that maybe that hibiscus flower, or look at this little, you can start collecting your things to add to your prayer bundle, and we can kind of make it together next week and have a big love feast. How's that sounding?
Oh my. Oh, that sounds lovely.
Keep on
All right.
your life. I like
Yeah,
your aurora borealis, by the way.
thank you. I've never seen it for real, and I'm just dreaming of one day visiting and watching that up close. Gosh, that would be so amazing.
I got a hint of it in Saskatchewan once, but I've never seen it like that. Yeah.
Mm,
Aurora borealis, such magic, right?
yeah. Oh
Magical
man.
light. Well, as we close our beautiful sacred space today, we thanking our beautiful guides in all directions, all the beings that have shown up, and we thank you for showing up. We thank you for showing up and tuning in and turning on with the Shamans Tea, sharing a little bit of love, a little bit of tea, a whole lot of heart medicine. And I hope that you're starting off your new year in such right relationship and honoring yourself and nurturing yourself. Wishing you so much love and joy. Mia, thank you. Thank you for all that you bring and just shining your light and being my sister. I love you.
I love you too, and thanks for coming back from Arizona with so little rest and coming to share your juiciness.
I do feel so juicy. That's the
I
thing,
missed you.
we don't get a lot of sleep on these, gatherings. But yet I feel so filled, you know, just my cup is totally filled coming back from all of this. So yeah, there's a sense of, um, that rest that your card is pulling, that, on a physical level, and the mundane, my meat suit needs probably a little more rest. But my spirit's going, oh, but we can do this and this and this and this and this. Yeah.
Oh, and there's so much juiciness. Oh my goodness.
True that. True that.
Well, all right. So we're going to meet again next week and we're going to share some wonderful despacho prayers and blessings. And yeah.
And again, that despacho is ancient wisdom, you guys. It's been carried down from shaman to shaman in this lineage of the Quiro. Blessings to our Quiro family in the Andes. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful tradition. in which we honor and say thank you and make a feast for our guides, and with the expression of love. And that is the theme of our despacho for next week, is calling in the love, raising the vibration.
Yeah.
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet, sweet. Mm-hmm. Yay. Yay. Oh my goodness. Blissed and blessed, right?
Yeah. Thank you for your beautiful singing voice. Gosh, we should do this live one time. I wonder
We
if
can
anybody
do
would
that. And you know what else, too, on that whole singing note came in? It's been coming in. I've been hearing it in little bits and little bits and bits, but man, powerful, came in big time in ceremony this last week. It's time to develop a Zoom singing group. Yeah. So if you are at all interested in starting with me a singing choir, a group on Zoom, where we come together and have a singing circle, drop me a little note and I'll add you to our, yeah.
or a dancing class, a dancing Zoom party.
Yeah, you host that. I got the song circle. You do Zoom dance. I'm down. There is also, if you guys are unaware, doing a little plug for my Ula sister, Miss Kaylee in Missoula. Man, get your Ula on. Yeah, look it up. Oula, Ula. Beautiful dance moves. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So peace and love and gratitude. And until we meet again, stay lifted. Shine that beautiful heart light of yours.
Oh.
Much
Bye, everyone.
love. So much love, so much love, so much love. Mwah.
Mwah.